It's drawing 11:15, skipping 20 ahead.
Yep, 1,100.
This is a story with yours truly, Aurora / Deborah. Would you like to? Holy shit!
Whoa!
Whoa!
There's no pencil work, no nothing.
Is this wow?
Okay,
this is really fast.
안녕하세요. And that's what's.
You know what I noticed?
아빠.
Other than it being extremely fast, sure.
I didn't put the translation in. I should have put the translation.
Okay.
So our Korean fans will translate.
Right. All 18
besides this being extremely dizzying.
Whoa, I think it's a little fast.
I was going to say that it's
Aurora.
so fast, I cannot concentrate.
Whoa.
But I can try to explain what's happening.
This is your story.
Mm-hmm.
So, hello everybody. 안녕하세요. Aurora speaking.
That's again the rest of it.
This is a story.
Wow.
You want to give just a backdrop? This is a story of how you first came to Paris and you're looking for an apartment. Go for it.
So I was in Korea, as this beautiful drawing is showing, with all these Korean apartments. And I was looking for, I was going to start an internship in Paris, and I didn't have a place to stay. So being 2012, I think, you kind of had only to trust people, just, call random numbers.
2012, it was an innocent time.
Apartment for you.
8 whole years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, but 8 years ago I had like this shitty phone. Well, it wasn't shitty, it was still a good Korean phone for the time.
Yeah.
But not knowing anyone, I don't even know how I came across this guy, but I remember talking to him on Skype.
Is
and
this
he was
you?
like, yeah, I have an apartment.
Is this It's So Beautiful? Is this?
Yeah, that's supposedly Deborah. Yeah.
Such a Deborah dress.
Yeah, it's Deborah. So actually, I cannot believe this, but the apartment does look the same, and I had a tram right across the street.
I think my dad literally just grabbed.
I'm a bit
read your mind.
right now.
Whatever generic. This is just from a generic picture of Paris. Funny enough.
But okay, so I accepted because I was like, okay, I'm gonna need it for 2 months, and then let's see how it goes. So I go in this building that looks quite a lot like this Parisian building that we're seeing right here.
I got that off of Google search, just images.
And I was like, oh yeah, it's so beautiful, Paris, most beautiful city in the world. But I have no keys. That was the first surprise.
Wow.
So I was renting an apartment. I was paying the rent, but I had no keys to the apartment. So every time I had to go in, I had to wait for another person to come inside. Either person living with me. So I had my roommate Laila and this other guy whose name I've forgotten by now.
The guy that I'm drawing now with the phone is
or random people.
Yeah, who's this guy on the phone?
Well,
the doofus that scammed.
Not only is
Aurora.
it kind of fun to hear the story as it's being drawn, it's fun to watch your rendition of what you think the story was.
Yeah.
Right. Not having known the whole story.
Were there rats in the story?
I didn't hear the whole story.
Okay.
And my mom kind of looks crazy or Chinese or both.
Oh, is your mom Korean? Yeah.
I don't know. She's here and listening right now. So hi, Mom. And I go inside the apartment. I had to go to work every day. I did have a metro nearby, but it was being constructed at the time.
Nice.
So I had to work or get this bus that was crammed with people. It was horrible. There are flies coming off. Who's that person? Is it me?
It's funny that you're guessing at your own story.
Is it Deborah?
Yeah, it's Deborah. She wears mini dresses and skirts, so don't take offense of it.
Oh, I like it.
Oh, okay.
Maybe
we're
I
back.
can read the rest of the Korean thing.
So we're back in Korea now?
I think it says I'm looking for an apartment in Paris or something like that.
Okay.
I think it says, well, I guess.
Oh, yeah. What do you know Korean?
Let me see if I can, if we can ever get back there.
Oh, it was appartamento.
Apatu. PDO.
Parisu.
So PDO,
Parisu.
if I remember right, is need.
Oh, need an apartment, right?
Yeah. So I think PDO.
Whoa.
Hey, PD. Where's Yeonmi when you need her? Damn it.
Your Korean translator.
Ask her to come next time
Right.
for more Korean stories.
It's so beautiful.
Well, actually, the apartment was a little bit less beautiful than this one because
So you're saying
it was
this
an
looks better than?
yeah, way better.
Nice.
It wasn't a very expensive apartment. I only wanted it for 2 months, and then I would go look around for something better.
Right, permanent.
And I think the first red flag would be that the guy said yes. So he knew nothing about me.
Wait, just over the phone?
Didn't have any
Yes.
credentials. Over the phone. It was like, yeah, can I come and stay for 2 months? And he was like, yes. And you don't need any
No
more other information from me? I was like,
verification
no.
of anything.
Like,
Yeah, right.
okay.
You think if you were a dude, it would have been different? You think he would have been, or you think he was just looking for
that
anybody?
guy, no. I think I was that desperate. Then I was like, yeah, I
But-
think something's fishy, but I don't have any other choice. So.
But were you calling from Korea, or were you in Paris at this point?
I wasn't in Paris. I think I was either Korea or Italy.
Okay.
Well,
So it was.
Yeah,
I found
sometimes you
the
spend some
internship
time
when
in
I was in
Korea,
Korea.
sometimes in Italy. You know, you just go where your heart feels, right?
yeah, just a globetrotter. Yeah.
Yeah, or it might have been Albania. No, I remember talking to this guy in Italy. Well, my family is there, so I was staying over before I started, like for vacations or something, before I started my internship in September.
Right.
Oh, okay.
And I needed a place by September, and I only had a suitcase with me, so I needed to find a place before actually going there because at the time I had no friends.
Aw.
Oh,
So
Oh, this guy.
to crash. So
I'm
I
sure
was
this
like,
guy
yeah,
will be
this
your
guy
friend.
was like savior.
Oh.
What
Were
a
you
savior he
so?
was.
Were you thinking at the time? Were you like, oh man, what a nice guy?
I thought
I
what a
can't believe I
weird
lucked
guy,
out.
but all right.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what I was thinking.
Oh,
I think we
okay.
chatted a bit over on Skype, just for the arrangements.
right.
And he was like, when are you coming to see the place? And I was like, well, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna take it, but because usually a visit is mandatory. I think what's
Mandatory.
the red flag was that there are so many apartments in Paris and they go very quickly, so nobody waits for you. So
that is. Yeah,
if they were
good
like, yeah, I'm
point.
gonna wait for you, I was like,
Wait.
that's
This guy's either
The best in
Jesus
Paris.
or something's up.
exactly. So I go there, and I think the first day he didn't pick up the phone. I stayed at a friend's. I did have friends, but they lived really far. So I stayed at friends for a week. During that week, I had to go visit the apartment, and that's where I met Laila. So well, the one good thing from that apartment is that I'm still friends with this girl now. She was the other
That's
roommate.
nice.
Aww.
And and she was like, where have you been? I've been waiting for you for 10 months. It's like, what? She was like, when I first came into this apartment one year ago, this guy told me that there was going to be another roommate and she was coming soon. And 10 months has passed.
Right.
You never met her before that, right? You met her through.
No, I never met her before. And I had never met him. She was like, oh, he's a nice guy. Like, all right. So we go to see the apartment. And I go inside, and there is this room that was supposed to be my room, where actually it was a place where they stored bikes. It was like
Storage
6 square meters. It had only a window, a bike, and a cupboard, I think.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
And
Yeah, what's wrong with that? Sounds nice.
And well, they had no bed or
Cozy.
anything else where a person
Let's
could
do a
sleep.
Synchronous. Oh,
Do a slurp.
damn! I
Yes.
ran out of coffee.
It's time for
Oh,
or slurp or gulp. Okay, I'm going to gulp.
I'm gonna have to get more coffee.
Wow. So, are we going to keep going? Yeah, we're going to keep going. Okay. The metro.
Yeah.
All right. The metro's got mice on it, mice or rats on it too. I don't know whether they're mice. They look more like mice than rats.
We talked about with the 81 million of rats, so makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's
everywhere.
that's what I ran with, because you told us about the massive amount of rats there. So I just put rats in.
I did have a rat in my last apartment. I never saw him, but I knew he was there because he was eating the walls.
What was his name?
Hear him at night.
No, never mind.
Ratty.
Well, wait. There's more. There's more when it comes to mice. There's more in this picture.
So
and
I
your
go
story,
inside, and I do actually, well, a week later or something, I decided to take it because I basically had no other choice. But it was clear that it was for 2 months.
Right.
And that was the other thing that I didn't understand, why he was okay for me only staying 2 months.
Yeah, suspicious.
The rent, a bit. The rent wasn't that expensive, so I was okay with that. But still, every other thing was a bit weird. So I had a mattress on the floor, made sense for the rent. But at some point I needed documents for my kind of the equivalent of green card, or how do you say it?
For the residency.
Like to stay, the residency.
All right.
And so I needed a proof where I was staying. So I tell him, can you give me some documents? Where first it was like, oh, it's in my dad's name. And then I don't have his card. Like, well, a photocopy would do.
Wow.
And he did find that. He did found that with the actual rent of the place, which, so me and Lila both were paying twice the rent of the actual place.
Wow. All right.
Wait. Okay.
Total scam artist.
Can we take a break for a second? Because I'm like, I'm back. So.
Okay.
You're back.
Yeah.
Okay,
wait. Hold on. Check this out.
1, 2, 3. More like a sip than a slip.
Nice.
Yeah. So, could I just recap what's going on here?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you're in Korea somehow. You're looking for an apartment in Paris.
Right.
Is that right? Just stop me if I got any part wrong. And then you find this guy in Korea, you talk to him somehow, then you fly back to Paris or Italy or wherever your heart takes you, right? And then at some point you finally show up in Paris at this place and you're like, this is the shit. I can't believe I lucked out. And then he shows you this like room with just a bunch of shit in it. It's basically a closet.
Storage closet.
With his bikes and a mattress with like a period stain on it or something like that.
Exactly.
Okay. I left that part out.
Said that yet
Okay.
because,
let's not go.
Well,
That's
actually, the part that I
version.
was most like taken aback was that one day he comes like because first it was just a mattress. Or not a mattress, like something hard to sleep on. But I slept for 6 months in Korea on the floor, so I was used to it.
Oh.
And then
Battle
one day he
hardened by
comes back,
Korea.
and he's super excited. And it's like, I have something for you. I'm like, that's too enthusiastic for what he's about to show me.
Yeah.
Well, it was a mattress, children. And it was only a mattress, but it did have a period stain on it that wasn't mine. It's like,
and if I remember right, you slept on that mattress for several months.
for 2 months I did.
2 months you slept on someone else's period stain.
And I paid for it.
Skip
for the
those
price
dates.
of
Let's skip to the good part. Then
No,
what happened?
just because you're
and
squeamish
then one
doesn't
day
mean
I
this
wake
isn't a
up
good part.
And there was shouting in the apartment, and Lila, that is a super quiet girl and super positive, she was yelling at this guy and was like, "Oh, what did he do now?" And he just informed her. She's been living there now, I think, for a year and a half or something.
Wow.
And he just informed her that the building was going to be torn apart in 2 months.
Okay.
So she had to find another place to stay.
So
Which in
this-
Paris is super hard to find something like within a month or something.
And oddly enough, we're at that part of the drawing where the
Exactly.
building is
So
like demolished.
Is this Lila walking out the door, or is this?
It could be Lila. It could be Deborah.
Yeah, it's Lila because I stayed a bit more. So she walked out like I think the next month.
Oh.
So one day
it could be Lila.
I come back in and I find this dude in his underwear, like this 50-year-old man, scratching his nose, watching
Scratching
TV.
his ass.
And this guy came and he was like, "Yeah, your new roommate."
He's like, "Hey, what's up?"
Hey, how's it going?
The other thing was that he was super shy. He could never look at you in the eye while talking. Like he would
Mhm.
look on the floor, so it was
Right.
you couldn't have a conversation with him. But yeah, basically it was like a new roommate. I have to, make as much money as I can. Layla left, so we're gonna live together for the next month.
So,
Great.
if the landlord didn't inform you of the demolition, is this what's being depicted in the drawing right now? You would have just walked
Yeah.
home into
Right.
your house being like, just walk into a wrecking ball here?
Exactly. Yeah,
Mm.
apparently, because it was this really old houses that were given to, I think, the employees of metro stations or trains, something like that. And his dad was one of these people. So
Mm.
he had a huge apartment with, huge, relatively huge for Paris. It was cheap for him, and he was getting like roommates just to give him money and pay the rest of the rent, while
Huh.
not telling them the apartment. So he probably picked this guy off the street, and he was like, "Do you wanna stay for a month? Just me and another girl. She's basically in her room crying." Well, no, I
Is
didn't
that
cry.
you or
I
is
went
that
off the,
Lana?
I
Okay.
was off the grid there for a while.
But it was really interesting. It was an interesting experience
I'm
of
out of the shot again.
blind trust.
It's a yeah, maybe that's what you should call this story. A lesson in blind trust.
Blind, like
Yeah.
I can't see the pen anymore, the pen tip.
Yeah, at least
Yeah,
you're
blind
pointing it
as a
out now, not me.
Oh, speed erasing.
It's-
All right.
Yeah, and those mice just got even bigger. This is actually the actual size. It's representative of mice in Paris and
Yeah.
in the Eiffel
The
Tower. They
massive.
feed off trash.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, here.
Yeah. What
okay,
else?
Back
What
in the
is
shot.
number? Oh, it's the mice. Oh, nice. Yeah, and it's one of my favorite drawings actually. The mice.
Yeah, the mouse.
the
The mouse
drawing?
on the rack.
Yeah.
Yeah, pushing the
Yeah.
cart up the hill. Yeah.
My only friends.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite.
Oh yeah, the other thing that I didn't tell you is because I didn't have the keys to go inside. I bought this card to go to the movies.
Yeah.
So I would actually after work I would go to the movies by myself and spend watch one or two movies and then go to home because I didn't have the keys.
Wow.
So I know every movie that was on TV or on this movie theaters for those 2 months. Ask me anything about November, December
Okay.
2012
Damn.
for every kind of
Wow.
So I
old
went to,
countries.
okay, wow.
wow, this is looking like the 212 diagram from the archives.
Mm. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the one I was
There you
talking
go.
about. I really like this one.
Oh, okay.
It's the same ice.
I don't know what this has
Friends.
to do with the story. Oh, because it's the same
Yeah,
mice.
let's just keep going with it. Most folks needed an intermission, so I threw this in the middle.
Oh, I think that's presumptuous,
Okay.
but
In case Oh yeah, it's time to read the rest. So Alex, go for it.
안녕하세요. 아파트가 필요해요.
Hmm.
That's what it says. What that
need an
means, though,
apartment.
is something else. Oh yeah, so I wrote bullet points for your story,
Right.
which I
Yeah.
think is mostly
They
what
leave
my dad
something
was.
out.
I don't know. I was looking for the notebook. That's why I was silent for a minute. But I can't find it. But yeah,
is
man,
it
that's
anywhere-
a pretty detailed story.
Is it anywhere
I feel
close
like-
to your story? I mean, as far as graphically goes. I mean,
I think you definitely got you hit on some notes,
It is very. I think I liked everything.
especially the rats.
Yeah,
which wasn't in the
red.
story. But
Dude, these rats
I
are
don't
just
think my
sieging.
expectations were too high, so I wasn't expecting for something beautiful, but I definitely didn't expect not to have the keys and to sleep on somebody else's.
Yeah, so-
period.
yeah, that's
All right,
icky.
Should we
I
t-
left that part out.
should we do another recap? Is it time for that or?
It is time, yes.
Okay, maybe I'll try to do lightning round recap.
Mm-hmm.
In Korea, looking for an apartment. You find a guy who says yes.
You
Red
call the
flags
guy.
go up. You finally get to Paris, meet this guy, see the place. He shows you a closet full of shit. And then he's like, oh, but we'll take all this out and put a nice bed in for you. And then you
Yep.
come back a few days later, everything's gone, and in its place is a mattress with a period stain on it, on which you slept for 2 months.
Oh, here you go.
And then you met
I did have my sheets though. I didn't sleep directly on it. I'm a
Aw,
clean-
come
I would
on.
assume-
I
I
thought,
would assume,
I thought
yeah, you
Korea
would assume.
hardened you. You were really hardened. You'd sleep right on
Yeah.
it. And then and then you meet Lila, who is still your friend to this day, and you guys are bonded, forged in the fires of this apartment.
Yeah, on the
Um,
hatred for this guy. Yeah.
Yeah. And you had no key. You had to wait for someone to come home every day.
Yep.
And that's why you've seen every movie for that was shown in the 2-month period that you were you there for 2 months?
I think I was there longer. I think I was there for 4 months.
4 months, okay. So that 4-month
Yeah.
period in 2012, just movie trivia, you got that down.
Yeah,
And
it was a dark period.
yeah, and then there
And,
was the guy who
Dark, was it raining or what? Dark, what do you mean dark? Dark
Well,
emotionally
it
speaking.
got dark pretty
It was
soon
dark.
because it is winter time as well.
Ah,
So
okay. Here's the
Yeah.
final.
Oh.
Here's a tour,
Wow.
tour of the final drawing.
cool. Yeah, and also I couldn't
Oh, wait.
really take a shower
Oh,
if
but-
this guy wasn't like listening.
Oh yeah, so he would
You know,
regularly
behind the
listen
door,
to
waiting
you,
for me to
Wow.
finish.
you and Lila showering. That's,
Wait a minute.
Yeah, not at the same time, but
Okay.
yeah.
I was gonna ask.
and then one day you come home and there's some dude on the couch, just like, "What's up?
Yep.
I'm your roommate now." And then
Yep.
at some point he tells you, "Oh, turns out apartment's gonna be demolished." And that's
Yep.
when you make tracks, and that's when Lila leaves as well. I pretty
And
much.
that's
pretty much
everything
sum
makes
it up?
sense.
Okay.
That's why he was okay with my 2 months.
Okay, and this could be Lila
Period.
almost falling
Could
into
be.
the. Okay, that
Could be
that-
Aurora as
Yeah.
okay.
And this these rats are.
I
They-
wonder
they have a
what
little
he's doing
enter-
now. I wonder if he ever finds his channel, what he thinks. I
should
wonder if he
send this to
remembers
him.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
but
well,
Final thoughts.
I really
Minute?
liked it. I think, well, congratulations for actually reading in my thoughts.
Yeah, I embellished a little bit out to that.
Man, this timer is just anxiety provoking, isn't it? It's going so fast. Which is kind of like why the 8X is a bit like, I don't know. Anyway, I'm getting off track.
Way fast.
So you liked it? Was that a
Yeah,
that
I
was
think
a
it
nice
was really
artistic
accurate.
rendition of your story?
As I was saying, maybe the rats would be a bit smaller, but
Hmm.
overall, yeah, rats are friendly.
I thought they should
They're
have been.
French rats.
If you see the ones climbing the Eiffel Tower, I mean, just from perspective
Massive.
alone, those are massive.
massive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is very common to find rats everywhere, no matter what floor
Is
you
that
live in,
all
because they live with you.
Europeans? All European cities, or just just
Oh.
Paris? Or
Shots
I don't
fired.
know all of them, but yeah.
a lot?
What did you think,
Which one of us?
Alex? I guess because
Oh, I liked it.
your dad
Okay.
was the one that made it. Was
Yeah.
surprised.
Yeah,
What's
I
your
don't know.
thoughts?
I thought the. I don't know. I have no comments.
Wow.
I enjoyed that.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, I think you've heard the story before, so it was.
Yeah,
just
we've heard it
completion of
several
it.
times. Yeah.
Right.
Well, it is not the only story in Paris, though. I have friends that have similar, if not worse, stories. So,
Wow, okay.
if you
All right,
are
well.
interested in that, stay tuned.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, folks.
Like,
all 18 of you.
18.
Yeah.
You just pull that number out, or
No. We got subscribers.
I think
We
it's
got
19 now.
Oh wow.
You
Your mom
you
subscribed
count it-
again.
You count them by the day. He etches the number into the wall.
No, now I'm finding like I'm my little cousin, the Italian one.
Oh,
She
okay.
subscribed, and I was like, "Yeah, tell your
Dad,
friends."
just
And then I was
stop
like, "Oh, so you're
whistling.
not 13, you're 12." And this is like PG-13.